Hi everyone, welcome to Lola's Frugal Life. This is episode number 280 and this is my weekly meal plan episode. So please stick around for a few quick words from our sponsor and we'll get right into the show. Hi everyone, welcome back to my weekly meal plan. If you're new here, this is just a really quick episode that I create every Wednesday, or not create every Wednesday, but share every Wednesday, that it just basically shares my meal plan that I'm using for my family for the upcoming week. There's also a blog post of this meal plan on my website at lolasfrugallife.com with links to any of the recipes that I mention in the meal plan. I use a really simple meal planning method where I basically rotate the same meals for the most part very frequently. I have like a certain rotation that I follow, and then I kind of fill in the gaps here and there, and I add in new things when I have time or when I feel like it, but otherwise I try and keep it really simple and just make the same general things that we eat. So you're not always going to find a whole lot of new recipes here, but my thought is that it might give you some motivation or some ideas for things to put on your meal plan. So this week's meal plan starts on Saturday, February 26th. So for Saturday, I'm making Chef John's Italian meatballs, which is from allrecipes.com. And these are just like a basic baked meatball, and they're really pretty quick and easy to make. And then I'm going to be making baked ziti with those. That's baked ziti Roman numeral 2, and that's also from allrecipes.com. For Sunday, I'm going to be making baked teriyaki chicken. This is from allrecipes.com. This is made with boneless chicken thighs, and it does take a while to cook in the oven. It takes like about an hour, and you do have to baste it every 10 minutes, so it's not the type of thing you want to make if you don't have a lot of time. I usually do it, like on a weekend, but it comes out with a really good teriyaki sauce, and I just really like how the chicken comes out. And I'm also going to be making as a side dish cheesy instant pot rice and vegetables, which is from thesaltymarshmallow.com. This is a really easy instant pot recipe where you basically just put the rice and frozen vegetables and water in the Instant Pot and cook it, and then you just add some cheese at the end, shredded cheese, and then just mix it in, and it makes a really good side dish. So that's what we're going to do with the teriyaki chicken. For Monday, we're doing hamburgers. We do that every other Monday. I don't really have a recipe for the hamburgers. I just make hamburger patties with some ground beef. I'm also going to be making oven fresh seasoned potato wedges, which is from allrecipes.com. These are just, just basically take potatoes, cut them up into wedges, toss them in a bag with Parmesan cheese and olive oil and some seasonings, and then just bake them on a baking sheet. They're a really good side to go with hamburgers. And then we're just going to do a can of vegetarian pork and beans because one of my kids doesn't eat meat. And I'm also going to be making her an Impossible burger. I always keep some of those on hand, and I rotate them every other time we have hamburgers. Like one time she'll have an Impossible burger, and one time I'll make like a homemade black bean veggie burger just to kind of mix it up. For Tuesday, we are doing Chipotle night. We do a Mexican theme like every Tuesday. So this week it's Chipotle night, and basically what I do is it's just homemade Chipotle bowls. So I take some chicken, I cut it up into bite-sized pieces, toss it with a little olive oil, seasoned salt and chili powder, and then I broil it until it's just like a little bit crispy. And then I just serve it with like brown rice and avocado and sour cream and shredded cheese and black beans and like all that kind of stuff. And then everyone can just make their own bowl. So I don't really have a recipe to share for that one, but that's basically what we do. So for Wednesday, we usually do seafood on Wednesdays. So this Wednesday, I'm doing fried flounder. Again, I don't have a recipe for this one. I just buy the individually frozen pieces of flounder, and then I just bread them in, I dip them in egg and bread them in breadcrumbs, and then just fry them up in a frying pan. I'm also going to be making mac and cheese on the side. My dogs are going completely nuts upstairs right now. I'm hoping that you can't hear that, but I have a feeling you can. But I just got to finish this because I have time right now to do this episode. So I'm sorry. I'm hoping someone will get them settled in a minute. So I'm going to be making 5-ingredient Instant Pot mac and cheese, which is from foodnetwork.com. And this is just a really super, super quick and easy Instant Pot mac and cheese. You basically just dump 4 cups of elbows in the Instant Pot, 4 cups of water, and then cook it for 4 minutes. And then you add evaporated milk and shredded cheese at the end and mix it all together, and it's done. And then I'm just going to do canned vegetable on the side. I'm thinking about getting lima beans because my husband really likes those and we haven't had them in a while. So I'll probably do that as another side dish for that meal. So Thursday is the night I go grocery shopping. So we usually do soup and grilled cheese or breakfast for dinner because I try and keep the meal prep really simple on that night since I'm going grocery shopping and then have to put everything away when I get home after work. So for this Thursday, I'm going to be doing slow cooker sausage, spinach, and white bean soup, which is from damndelicious.net. How I've been doing this since my one daughter doesn't eat meat is I just cook it without the sausage. And then at the end, I just actually saute up the sausage like in a frying pan separately, and then I just put it on the side, and whoever wants to add it to their soup can. It came out just perfectly fine that way if you have someone in your house that doesn't eat meat. And then I'm just going to be doing grilled cheese sandwiches on the side with that. So then for Friday, this is the last meal in the meal plan. I am just making a simple dish that, again, I don't have a recipe for this one, but what I do is I just call it penne with broiled chicken. So what I do is I just take some chicken breast, cut it up into little bite-sized pieces, and I toss it with a little olive oil and salt and pepper, and I cook it under the broiler until it's just a little bit crispy, like kind of like a grilled kind of consistency. And then I just make a box of penne pasta, and I toss that with olive oil and usually like garlic salt. And then when it's off the heat, I add a little bit of shredded mozzarella and toss that through so that it's just kind of like semi-melted but not totally melted. And then those of us that eat meat add the chicken on top of the pasta, and then my daughter that doesn't eat meat will just eat the pasta with the mozzarella. And then I'm also going to be making some frozen vegetables on the side, just like whatever I happen to have in the freezer. I always get some of those like steam fresh vegetables that you could just put in the microwave. So I'll just kind of look and see what goes with that dish and then make that. So that's it for this week's meal plan. I hope you found this helpful. Don't forget the blog version of this meal plan is on my website with links to any of the recipes that I mentioned at lolasfrugallife.com. You can always email me with any questions or suggestions at lolasfrugallife@gmail.com. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at lolasfrugallife. And you can also join our private listeners group on Facebook at facebook.com/groups/lolasfrugallife. And if you enjoy the show, please make sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you listen from. And I would love it if you would screenshot the show and tag me on Instagram so I could see you're listening. Also, if you can please take a couple of seconds to rate and review the podcast, that would be really helpful to me. That is what helps the show do better in search results when people are looking for a show similar to this. There's also a link in the show notes to financially support the podcast if that's something you're interested in. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a really awesome day. Today's episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. If there is something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals, BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can start communicating in under 48 hours. It's not a crisis line, it's not self-help, it's professional counseling done securely online. There is a broad range of expertise available, which may not be available to you locally. The service is available for clients worldwide. You can log into your account anytime and send a message to your counselor. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses, plus you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions so you won't ever have to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room as with traditional therapy. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change counselors if needed. It's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available. BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today. Visit betterhelp.com/Lola, that's better HELP, and join the over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Lola's Frugal Life listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/Lola.